'Tis the season to be angry. Today we're going to be doing the worst albums of 2023. That's right, let's unleash our anger, vent our frustrations on these pretty dog shit albums, and there's 4 to be precise. And you're probably thinking, Questy, I've followed you for a while now. You usually just do disappointed albums. Well, let me tell you, little Timmy, there have been 4 albums that have really buttered my biscuits in a bad way. They buttered them and dropped them on the floor. And we're going to slam them today on this here list. So, without further ado, let's get in with the worst albums of 2023. Albums so bad, I had to make a video of it. I don't usually do that. So, let's go with the first one, which... oh, they're all bad. So, it doesn't matter where we start. Let's start off with probably the least bad of the bunch. Cory Taylor's new album, CMF2. Cory motherfucking Taylor 2. CMF2, yeah. I hate that name. And I hate this album. I hated the first album, so I didn't know what I was going to expect coming into this. I was really like, is he going to change it up? Is it just going to be more of the same? The fact that it's just a 2 at the end of it pretty much sums up what it's going to be. You know, rehash of the first one. It's very colourful. It's very poppy. It's very just blah. It's just like Cory Taylor just vomited on a page and just said, give me money. Because that's what it is. Every single song is just boring. It's boring as hell. It's like, it's a worse version of Stone Sour. Stone Sour was already a worse version of Slipknot. But there's no balls on this. There's no... I don't know. It's just... It feels just fake. I don't know. It feels like a fake album. I know he's having fun with it. And that's good for him. But I'm not having fun listening to it. It all is just very... just fake. That's the best word to describe it. And, like, it's got the worst album cover of the year. Like, look at that. Like, Cory Taylor's just in the back, and it's got all of him with his stupid masks and all the stupid people around him. It just looks ugly, and the yellows and the colours, it's just ugly. Like this album. Every single song is bland. The choruses are trying to be fun and upbeat, and you could sing along to them, but really, they're just shit. Every song was terrible that I heard. Every song was just the same. I really didn't like this album. I didn't like the first one. The first one was in my end of the year list of the worst albums when that came out. And here it is again, except it's not in the disappointing list, because I actually had expectations for this. I had no expectations for this one, and it still disappointed. So, Cory Taylor, your album lands here, in this shit pile. But it's not even close to being the worst, because the next 3, they are something special. So next up, we have... oh god, here we go. Kim Dracula. What was the album called again? Most Annoying Shit? No, that's just what I wrote in the description. So the album's called A Gradual Decline in Morale. And my sanity was wearing thin by the end of this album. It's the problem with this album is the fact that it's trying to blend so many genres together into one that it comes off real messy, real chaotic, and just none of it sounds good. Because when you have one song where it's going from like the Red Hot Chili Peppers funk stuff into metalcore, and you've got the breakdowns and the screaming, then goes into rap, and then goes into normal singing, it's like, what are you doing? This is one song of the album which is horrendous, and every other song is just as wacky and crazy. We're trying to do as much stuff as we can in every single song, and it just comes off just really poor. Like, none of the songs have lasting impressions. It's all just, we're trying to do as much as we can in every single song. We're unique. Look at us. It's not actually making, you know, structurally sound songs. The songs aren't actually good. The ideas are good, I guess. Trying to, like, you know, be unique. I understand that. Trying to stand out from the crowd, and you certainly do. But I just don't think the end result is very good, and I feel like the whole album as a whole just doesn't flow together. It just kind of is janky. It's like jagged edges like this, and it's just not fun to listen to at all. Wasn't a pleasant listen. Really didn't like a single thing about it. The music videos were awful as well. Guest spots, just underutilized. I just hated it. I hated it. It's in a shit pile. It's alongside Cory. Both these albums, fucking trash. And it has the most annoying choruses ever, with like these kind of lines that are like, work it, bitch, work it, bitch. And it's like, what are you doing? Make some proper lyrics. It's very schizophrenic. If that's the word to describe this album, schizophrenic is the word. It's all over the place, doesn't know where it wants to be, and none of it sounds cohesive or nice to listen to, or just it shouldn't exist. Pick one or two of the genres, not every single genre on every single song. Do you know what I mean? Just pick one or two, you know, like progressive death metal or black and thrash. You know, these work so well because it mixes two genres together. When you try and mix funk with metalcore, deathcore, and then rap and electronic as well, and industrial, it's like, you're not even anything at this point. You're literally just mushy peas on the floor. That's this album, Mushy Peas, the album. Now fuck off. Oh god, here we go. Let's talk about Otep. Not Opeth, Otep. Otep's a well-respectable band. Been around for a while. Some good albums. This is not one of them. This is, of course, the God Slayer. Not to be confused with the God Machine, which was my album of the year last year by Blind Guardian. Very good album. This album is trash. This album is terrible. It is... Oh my god. It's some of the worst covers I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, absolute... just... butchering the songs, and cover songs at the best of times are terrible, unless you're Johnny Cash. Don't do a cover song. They're generally trash. Ghost did a good one with If You Have Ghosts, but you know, if you're not Ghost, if you're not Johnny Cash, don't fucking do it. More about that in our number one pick. But yeah, this album is just mind-numbing. When it comes to like metal bands covering like rap artists and the Beach Boys and stuff like that, it's just, unless you make it really fun and unique, it's gonna fail. And oh boy does it, because like The Way I Am by Eminem, she tries to do it in this like Marilyn Manson style where it's like dark and brooding and edgy, and it just comes off real shit. Like real shit, because the singing is just not good. And then you've got the California Girls by the Beach Boys, where she does a cover of that, and she elongates every single word, and it just comes across just really obnoxious. Like saying California Girls, and she's like, California Girls. She does it like that to kind of give effect, make it spooky, but really it's just infuriating and really annoying every time she does it on every single song. And I understand it, that's the style, they're trying to make it gothic, make it like a Marilyn Manson song or whatever, but I fucking hate Marilyn Manson. So I hate this. That style that I've never liked. If you're going to go for that gothic style, do it in the style of him. That sounds better. Or Cradle, they're better gothic bands. Or My Dying Bride, stuff like that. But this, not Manson. Ugh. If you like Manson, this album may be good for you. But even then, I'd say avoid it, because they butcher the classics. They butcher them. She just mumbles for everything. It's like, I am whatever you say I am. It's just like, oh my god, this is the cringiest. I don't say cringe a lot, I hate the word cringe. And no music's ever actually physically made me cringe. But this is coming close. This is coming very, very close. Some of the worst performances on an album I've ever heard. Absolute dog shit singing. Terrible interpretations of the songs, just terrible covers, probably the worst covers. I'd rather listen to 6 Feet Under's Graveyard Classics than this, because they're more fun. This is not fun. This is just trash. So yeah, Otep's The God Slayer. It is unredeemable. And the worst album, no surprise to anyone, especially Metal Meltdown, A Very Metal Christmas by various artists, including Tim Ripper Owens. You have these great artists, and what do you decide to do? A fucking Christmas song? What are you doing? Christmas albums are terrible. You know, I did my most hated songs list of all time. I did it a couple of years ago. Christmas songs was my number one. I hate them. They're always overplayed, constantly, every single day, and if you work in retail, or factories, or anywhere. It's not my number one anymore. Do you know what is my number one? Cover songs of Christmas songs. They somehow manage to be even worse than what they're covering, and that is a tall order, because I hate them with a passion, and somehow I'd rather listen to Mariah Carey than this shit. Give me her any day than this shit, because you have these, like, words cannot describe how shit this album is. Again, it has the elongated singing, kind of like Otep had. So, like, All I Want for Christmas Is You. The guy, the singer will be like, all I want for Christmas is you. And it's just absolute horror. You'll have goosebumps, not because it's good, because of how terrible the performances are on every single song. It is even worse than Otep and Kim Dracula, and I thought that would be impossible. But no, all the artists on this album, they managed to make the dreams come true. You know, they managed to make a shitter album than those piles of excrement. I don't know how. Every single Christmas song on here is just played worse than the normal one. Yeah, they throw in some fancy guitar, but then the singing comes in, and it's just terrible. You know, it's just guys trying to sing girl songs. It just doesn't work. Most of the time, it doesn't work. It's really terrible in here. It feels like bad karaoke. Bad karaoke, not even good karaoke. It feels like bad karaoke. It feels like a day at the nursing home. Karaoke at the nursing home, and they've all had too much eggnog. They're pissed out of their fucking faces. They're pissing on the flapjacks, and they're just trying to sing their hearts out, and it's just coming across as tragic. As the word to describe this album. Tragic. All I want for Christmas is you. That's what it sounds like. Absolute travesty. So those are the worst albums of the year 2023. I hated it. I hated all of them. Yeah, I never want to listen to them again. There was only 4. I was gonna do other stuff like Godsmacks and some stuff like that. But I can't really put them in the same category as these 4, because these 4 were actually abysmal. Whereas some stuff like Godsmack and Evars is fine. Those are not even close to how absolutely atrocious these were. So, that is my list for the worst albums of this year. Let me know down below, what are your worst picks? I'll do a video of it coming soon. I've got a little community post so you guys can write on that, and I'll pick the best comments for a video. So let me know down below as well, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.